Richmond has been a key ag trade center for centuries. Tobacco and other farm goods were shipped by land to the city, where the rocky rapids prevented larger ships from continuing upriver. Today, the container on barge service at the Port of Richmond connects the Port of Richmond to terminals at the Port of Virginia in Norfolk. Barges are already sailing 3 days a week, and a fourth day could be added soon, thanks to high demand.
The Port of Richmond, we move containers. We also move a lot of agricultural products. The containers are full of almost anything that a consumer would use. It's full of parts for automobiles, consumables, and we also move a lot of empty containers that get repositioned to go inland. So the container on barge service pushes the Port of Virginia's reach 100 miles inland. And you as a cargo owner, it saves you almost 200 miles round trip on your truck trip.
Grain is brought in by trucks and checked for dryness and weight. Care is taken to make sure the grain stays dry at all times. It's loaded into the containers by a conveyor system. Each container holds more than 50,000 pounds of grain.
I'm going to test the grain for the moisture and test weight to see if it passes going in a box. It goes on a box overseas to whatever country has purchased it. They ask specifically for type of grain, specific levels, moisture and weight.
Schooler Shipping is one of the biggest users of the Port of Richmond. They're an international company. They ship grain worldwide. And the other big user is Purdue, the poultry company.
Ocean freighters used to dock right in Richmond, but Harris says the James River isn't deep enough and has too many curves for newer and much larger ocean-going freighters. But the barge service has restored trade.
We also have a service that calls here several days a week where we move grain. And it may be corn, it may be soybeans, any one of a number of grains that get loaded into large hoppers. And behind us there's an auger set up. These barges get filled. It's a very weather-sensitive cargo, so we don't move it during the rain. The barges have sliding roofs on them, so we fill them, close them up, send them down to Norfolk. They get loaded into a grain elevator in that harbor, and then they'll go overseas. So the grains come from Virginia farmers and then farmers beyond the Commonwealth.
After years of poor business, the Port of Richmond is growing again and has become an important part of the Richmond area economy. There are large warehouses on the site. Items like raw rubber from Liberia and Indonesia are stored at the port before being trucked to tire factories in states like Ohio. Other items shipped through the port include chemicals, forest products, frozen seafood, fresh produce, steel, stone, aluminum, and tobacco. The city of Richmond gave the Port of Virginia a long-term lease as an incentive to make improvements.
The Port of Virginia is a large economic engine in the Commonwealth, contributing 375,000 jobs and more than $60 billion in annual revenues. So this Port of Richmond, where we are today, is a very important part of that machine. Our effort is to grow this facility. It had a tough time during the economic downturn. We're bringing it back, we're investing. The crane you're seeing working behind us is going to get replaced in about 2 months with a brand new mobile harbor crane. It's a $4.3 million investment.
Just as it has for centuries, it looks like there will be agriculture products and container cargo moving down the James River for many years to come. In Richmond, Virginia, this is Dave Miller.